It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me as always, Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets it a little extra on the play. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's second down. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
7 yards on a quick slant and first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And some nifty running there. Ultimately, it doesn't give him a whole lot, but it does take him to 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Etienne once more. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping it's going to bring big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll run with Etienne. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
And now they'll throw it. Lawrence completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he's going to be marked down just inside 35. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
A gain of 16 yards.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for, because, you know, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him, or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. For the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense. And it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Jalen Petrie picking up the sack on a safety blitz. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one return to your line and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask the right, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, you had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, or strap it up tight, because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they move the ball on the ground, because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense, because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
And remember, when he came out of college, he left early, so a lot of people weren't really paying attention to this young man, but he's entrusted with a leadership role early in his NFL career, didn't shy away from it. His goal, continue to prove that there should have been one more quarterback that went in the first round of the 2021 draft.
First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 25-yard line. A first carry now for Rex Burkhead. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The 2nd down run for Burkhead. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. What happened there? Was it just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Mills now. Flush to in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Now ETN to start the drive. There's some room to roam now. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 47 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now for the 33. Here's Lawrence to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and they get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important to set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good possession, 1st and 10. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Jerry Hughes on the stop.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another tote for ETN. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It's going to lead him to 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now Lawrence. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that 3rd down situation. For so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the 1st down.
And they'll run with ETN. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. One more time with ETN. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 and a gain of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about being 4 down territory.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Zay Jones from 3 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it's a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch, and the score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. That time, a 9-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
So now he gets set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
They look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10. Mills. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
Now they've completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now the rookie 4th-round pick. This is Dameon Pierce. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Cooks on the quick slant. Touchdown, Texans! Brandon Cooks on the touchdown toss for Davis Mills. And the Texans have cut it back with their score. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And no return here for Agnews. They'll bring out, start the drive at the 25. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
On first down, Lawrence.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lawrence will throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many markers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
The offense on third down, they've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. A slant to Jones. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
Desmond King making the tackle.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to pile that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From just shy of midfield, Lawrence caught on the right side by Jones. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
A gain of 5 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
They go play action now. Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Back to the ground with Etienne. They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. 74 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking it on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
2nd down and goal. Lawrence got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And they're able to add on to their advantage in the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25. And now out comes Houston. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. And when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for 1st.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First and 10, it's Pierce. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Holding. Offense.
Titus Howard, right tackle, man flag for that
Still
one.
1st down.
Burkhead moves left side. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain up play there, 2nd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find gaps and creases, to find open space. There's absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
2nd and 16. Again, they run with Burkhead. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
And they'll try to throw here. Mills. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chad Muma fighting all the way through and getting the sack. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this one is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing, Mills. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Outbounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to say better punt than that.
definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Travis Etienne and the Jags offense set to take over again here.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Lawrence from his end zone. He's up to the 20.
And he's got some space here.
Now he's into the clear again. Now look out. He's to the 20.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Zay Jones
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
So how about that for a backbreaker? Again, 99 yards.
And how about the audacity of the play call? When you're backed up that close to your goal line, usually you're just trying to run some type of a wedge play, a quarterback sneak, a dive, anything to try and create some room and take care of the ball. But that's confidence in your offensive line that they'll protect the guy throwing it, and he finds his guy for 99 yards. I love what they just did.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 26.
They'll get things started with a carry by Pierce.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
From the gun, here's Mills.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Mills to throw it.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to bunt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Shifts by him. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes Zay Jones with the rest of his offense as they take the field, making his presence felt early in this one. First half already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line.
Now Lawrence.
And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
The defenders certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines, but incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Desmond King back deep. Take it in at the 22. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Houston set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalposts, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
First down, Mills.
They get it to Cooks.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. They go play action. Mills. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. A give to Burkhead on 1st down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second and 5 now. Mills. It's caught left side by Cooks.
And the Texans are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Mills now.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Now Mills. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll get this down inside of 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw is Mills. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once they get it back to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Mills in the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Now here comes Jacksonville. We'll get another look at Zay Jones.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week, solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as a tackle is made at the 33. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in first half. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Texans will take over. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with them down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. On 1st and 10, Mills. They dial up the screen here at Burkhead.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
final play of the half. Mills, he's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for Jacksonville in that first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 21. A first down throw for Mills. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender. That's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. Play action now, Mills. That's underneath to Pierce. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. Mills. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. From the shotgun, it's Mills. That's complete to his running back, Burkhead. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On second down, here's Pierce. And he's going to get this one down here to the 45-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw, Mills.
To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
That's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get it behind line. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen getting in there defensively.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Here's Mills.
Flushed out right. He's going to look deep for more.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary, partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Out comes Zay Jones with the rest of his offense as they take the field. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he's really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Lawrence will throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback's on, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
ETN up the middle.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. And they'll go again with ETN.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Handoff running left is Etienne.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so 2nd and 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone get 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Here's Lawrence. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Lawrence.
He's got it. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So he looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outline man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence with a hook up to Marvin Jones. And the Jaguars take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Texans 10.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now Houston's offense taking over again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 21.
Mills to throw it.
Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Throwing, Mills.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
24 yards to gain there. Another 1st down as well.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Out of the shotgun and give to Burkhead. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So after the loss of a yard, to look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Operating from the gun, Mills. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Pierce now up the middle.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. That's because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and sacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Play fake, Mills. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
67 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll run here with Pierce.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2? Maybe even 3 more plays.
2nd and goal from the 1.
They'll run for it with Pierce.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Texans are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Fairbairn down and the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was all capped off by a run from the rookie, Dameon Pierce.
for the touchdown. Here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And no return here for Agnews, and they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line.
They'll look to ETN to start things out.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Back now in Houston. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making a tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get in there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Now Lawrence.
For the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Lawrence.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, there was no doubt about that one because even though he has enough pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
They called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, gain of 12.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown.
Christian Kirk on the receiving end of that touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence. And the Jags have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So that drive there, CD, a good response, and that might be the one that gets him to the finish line, a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and that's all about not letting the team back into a game because they just gave up a touchdown. It was back to a 2-score game, and anything can happen in that situation. But instead, they came through with a really terrific drive right there that ended in 6. So you like to slam the door on teams. In this case, they're trying to lock it as well.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From his end zone, here's Traymon Smith. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they could build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mills. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Texans on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mills. This is caught, it's Cooks. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the block.
Yeah, you think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And a lead will be cut down to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now here comes Jacksonville. We'll get another look at Zay Jones. So far he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously it's been a pretty good game for him.
If this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. Play action. It's Lawrence. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but can evade all of them.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and spread it out on the sideline.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
On the return, it's King. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Mills now from the 50. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
80 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
A 1st down throw for Mills.
This is caught. Touchdown.
Nico Collins.
30 yards.
And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here at 4th.
So they get the score partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed. They definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
For the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
From the 6. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Man open, here's Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout, and they hook up again for another big play.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
A handoff for Etienne. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Did have to use timeouts. What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so they dropped it off to the running back. That would end up incomplete.
This offense on 3rd down today, well, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Had an open man that time. They ended up with a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still a lot of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now Mills. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
They go play action. Mills.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here's Mills.
It's caught left side by Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Again, it's Mills.
They still can't get him. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to them. Other times you had extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Looking to throw is Mills.
He finds Howard complete, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Was not quick about a gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
It looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Play action now. Mills. He'll let one go deep for Howard.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Mills, 4th down. Gotta have it. He'll let one go deep for Howard.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for turnover.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Here's Lawrence.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. A shotgun snap and again to ETN.
Down to the 25. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defense backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Going with her tight end on 4th. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Let's roll. It's showtime, baby.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll run with Etienne. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne punching it in from a yard away. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. So he had a nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Extra point try now for Patterson. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we get to this stage.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mills. And that'll be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. But after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Mills. And that will be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, throw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Mills to throw for it on 4th. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Mills throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup by 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw again on 2nd down. Mills. That's underneath to Pierce, and he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as
as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. To throw, Mills. Delivers another one to Pierce.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Mills to throw it.
Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.